We are going to do 5 sample order of operations problems. You have to remember with order of operations we use please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We do parentheses first, we do exponents second, we do multiplication and division in order from left to right, and our final math operations that we do are addition and subtraction. In this problem I have a grouping symbol. I have that fraction bar. So it means I have to do all the work on the top of my fraction and all the work on the bottom of my fraction before I do the final step of dividing. Now, I don't have any work on the top of the fraction. I just have the number of 30. I do have work on the bottom of the fraction, 4 minus 1. So I need to take care of that first. That's going to be 3. So let's rewrite our problem. We now have 4 minus 30 divided by 3. And remember, my 3 came from subtracting this 4 minus 1. Now we're ready to deal with that division sign. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So now my problem reads 4 minus 10. My signs are different. My 4 is a positive number. My 10 is a negative number. When the signs are different, you subtract and keep the sign of the larger. So 10 minus 4 is 6. Negative 10 is further away from 0 than a positive 4, so my answer is negative 6. I will pause my video now and we will move on to problem number 2. If you need to, you can watch this again. With problem number 2, we have a negative out in front. 27 times 3 divided by, again, you get a grouping symbol. And negative 2 minus 7 on the bottom. The fraction bar means I need to do all my work on my top together and then all the work on the bottom. I can use the distributive property to go 3 times 20 to get 60, and then 3 times 7 to get 21. And when I add those two numbers together, I have 81. And now I'm going to apply my negative sign. Okay, I have a negative 81. That's from negative 27 times 3. On the bottom, my signs are the same. I have a negative 2 and a negative 7. When the signs are same, you add and keep the sign. So now I have a negative 9 on the bottom. Before I do any math now in my final step, a negative divided by negative is positive. So my answer is going to be positive. Negative 81 divided by negative 9 is a positive 9. So again, I'm going to pause the video, and you may watch this one again if you need to. And I'm going to move on to problem number 3. In remembering your order of operations, this problem says a negative 6 plus 5 minus 3 times negative 5. I need to do my multiplication first. So this is what I have to do first. Negative 3 times negative 5 is going to be 15. So let's rewrite our problem. And that's a positive 15. So I put my 5 there. I bring down my 5. I bring down my plus sign. I bring down my negative 6. Now I might as well combine like terms. 15 plus 5 is 20. So now I have a negative 6 plus 20. When you look at this, I have a positive number and a negative number. Okay, my signs are different. When your signs are different, you subtract and keep the sign of the larger. So 20 minus 6 is 14. My 20 is further away from 0, so my answer is a positive 14. Again, I'll pause this, but if you need to watch it again, please do that. Here we go with problem number 4. It says the quantity of negative 1 minus negative 1 times negative 8 divided by 4. Alright, so I got to do my work inside my parentheses first. Make sure you do this right. My signs are the same. When your signs are the same, you add and keep the sign. So now I have a negative 2 times 8 over 4. And don't forget your negative sign. I think I'm going to simplify this. 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. So now my answer, my question reads negative 2 times negative 2. Then the second negative 2 comes from dividing the negative 8 and a positive 4. Remember your rule, a negative times a negative becomes a positive. So negative 2 times negative 2 ends up being a positive 4. That's the answer to this one. I'll pause the video and then we're going to move on to problem number 5. But if you need to watch this again, please do so. Alright, let's take on our final problem. We have 7 times negative 5 minus the quantity of 8 minus 2, and the 8 minus 2 is in parentheses. I have to do my parentheses first. So I have 8 minus 2 is 6. Bring down that negative sign. Bring down your 5. Bring down the negative sign. Bring down the times. Bring down the 7. Now, what do we do first? Do we do multiplication first or do we do subtraction first? Well, if you're remembering your order of operations, we have to do the subtraction first. So now I have negative 35, and that comes from the 7 times the negative 5. Bring down your minus sign, and bring down your 6. Now take a look at this. We have a negative number and a negative number, and we're combining them. When the signs are the same, you add and keep the sign. So my final answer here is a negative 41. Watch this video as many times as it takes to learn to do these basic order of operation problems.